Hi all, how are you? Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Ash McGovern. I use he and they pronouns, and I am the global lead for LGBTQ affairs at Amazon. I'm so excited to be at Amazon reInvent with you all to talk about LGBT inclusion and the intersection of inclusion with tech and business. And first, I just want to say briefly, why are we here? Just a brief level setting. We're here because LGBTQ inclusion is not just a good thing to do, it's actually good business, right? It's a thing that we can integrate into business and make an impact around. According to the recent US Census, the LGBTQ community is the fastest growing minority segment in the US with over $1.4 trillion in spending power. So to compete and expand in the global market, understanding and caring about this type of inclusion is essential. So now the most important reason that I'm here is that it's my privilege to introduce AJ Balance, who is the Chief Product Officer of Grindr, which is the largest LGBT social media platform in the world. Grindr is a publicly traded company, and as of 2024, had a market cap of $2.14 billion. They have 13.5 million monthly users in nearly every country across the world. In this role, AJ leads product, engineering, and design teams at Grindr. And prior to Grindr, he was the lead product manager of the driving team at Uber. He is also the co-founder and former CEO of Dispatcher, a logistics technology platform. And he was the product leader at Gigwalk, a software solutions company, and spent time at the Walt Disney Company as well. He received an MBA from Stanford Graduate School of Business and a business degree from Stanford University. And since 2022, AJ's leadership has helped Grindr make incredible progress in how they build their products to better serve LGBTQ communities across the globe and to fulfill the app's full potential, including their vision to make Grindr the global gayborhood in your pocket, which AJ and his team are responsible for leading and bringing to life. So without further ado, I am thrilled to turn it over to Grindr's Chief Product Officer, AJ Balance.
Thank you, Ash. Good evening, everyone. Great to be here with you all. Very excited to chat about Grindr's product roadmap. As Ash said, I'm our Chief Product Officer at Grindr. I've been with the company for 3 years, and very excited to talk to you today about what we're working on. So, productizing the gayborhood. First, I'll talk a little bit about what our mission is at Grindr. Our mission is what we call to build the global gayborhood in our users' pockets, and through our success, to make a world where the lives of our global community are free, equal, and just. This mission resonates because it's both descriptive and aspirational. It's descriptive of what Grindr is to this community today, but it's also aspirational in terms of where we're heading. Physical gayborhoods in cities around the world have existed for decades. They're important hubs for the community. Think of places like Hell's Kitchen in Chelsea in New York, DuPont Circle in Washington, D.C., West Hollywood in LA, or Soho in London. Gayborhoods are places where the LGBT community can connect with each other and access information that's relevant to their lives. In cases of folks who are still figuring out whether they're part of this community, they're also very valuable places to explore their identity and learn if they are a member of the community. In gayborhoods, there's also communities of businesses, gyms, bars, restaurants, shops, offices, many other resources specifically tailored to members of the community. This is a big part of why I joined Grindr. I myself came to a gayborhood, West Hollywood, California, when I was 22. I had never been around so many other people like me, and through the gayborhood, I developed a lot of my friendships, love, community, and it had a big impact on my life and opportunities. And helping bring that type of opportunity to our users all over the world is a big part of why I'm at Grindr. For millions of users around the world, Grindr replicates that sense of community in physical gayborhoods digitally on a global scale. By being the gayborhood in our users' pockets, we have the ability to connect each other instantly, both on a local sense and a global sense. And this is the reason why Grindr has been so enduring as a product, and why it's become so much more to this community than its original use case, which was as a dating application, more akin to a social network today. Over the years, our users have found ways to hack the product on their own, to create additional value and find other use cases for it for themselves. Whether that's finding a relationship or getting recommendations when they're traveling somewhere, local discovery and figuring out where to go in their own city, getting recommendations, or even obtaining health information, sometimes even making professional connections. As we scale Grindr to our full potential, we have a unique role in being the Gayborhood in our users' pockets. We're going to be building specific functionality for those different use cases that are already taking place in the app, but for which we don't yet have clear functionality. As we do this, casual dating, which has been our bread and butter, our core since our founding, will always remain front and center. The trust that we've earned from our users around our original use case gives us an invitation to help them in these other parts of their lives as well. So I'll talk for a minute about what makes Grindr unique. Grindr, first and foremost, is special because it was built by our community for our community. Because it grew out of the community, Grindr has become the connective tissue for many gay, bi, trans, queer people all over the world. For almost everyone in this community, Grindr's been one of those 5 apps they have on their home screen of their phone at some point in their life, kind of like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook combined. And it's this deep understanding of our community and our focus on serving their unique needs that's helped us become such a part of gay culture and life all over the world. Our biggest strength is our users and the connection we have with them. I'll talk a little bit about our user base. It's very large, diverse, highly educated, generally affluent, skews towards young adults, and highly engaged, which we'll talk about in a minute. Also, our user base is evolving. Things that haven't been as important to them in the past, like long-term relationships, family, retirement, are becoming more and more important over time. We've conducted a lot of user research, including some segmentation research among our whole audience, the full community, not just folks who use the app, to understand what are the needs of our current users and our potential users as well. Through that, we've identified 6 different user segments that represents many of the ways and mindsets people have when they're using the app. The top 3 segments are our connectors, those who are primarily looking for casual dating, among other use cases. There are also those users who use the app primarily for social connections, and those segments who are interested more in settling down or finding love on the app. Our users are highly engaged, and our engagement is really extraordinary. It's driven by our chatting, messaging functionality, photo sharing, all of which combines to enable a really powerful viral network and a network effect. Our users spend roughly an hour a day on the app. By comparison, people spend about 30 minutes a day on Instagram. In 2023, our users produced more than 121 billion chats in conversation with one another. Last year, they also shared over 2.6 billion albums. This is a product where users can exchange photos with one another that was started and scaled completely virally within the app just in mid-2021. And lastly, Grindr bleeds into real life like no other app. Location sharing is sort of a proxy to understand when our users make a real-life connection. In 2023, we saw over 500 million location shares. The ability to translate virtual connections into the physical world keeps our users engaged and loyal and keeps them on the app for long periods of time. So that's a little bit about our foundation. I'll now talk a bit about the future and where we're heading. I want to spend a brief moment on 2 topics that are important for our future to help us unleash our full potential and allow us to achieve our audacious goals: our culture and our use of AI. These are fundamental to how we'll operate and succeed as a company and generate value for our users, shareholders, and partners. First is culture. We're building a performance-driven culture of excellence and execution. Having the right people is critical to this, and I'm really proud of the talent we've had at Grindr. We believe strongly that lean and driven teams are best when you're striving to achieve audacious goals like building the global Gayborhood. So we're always very deliberate in our hiring. To foster strong execution across our teams, we've also rolled out operating principles last year, which define how we work and what we expect of each other. We've been operationalizing these over the last year, and that process is going well. Culture takes time, and as we continue to grow our team and operating principles get into practice, this will be a long-term focus for the business. And of course, AI is front and center. AI is a paradigm shift in the same way that we think the iPhone was for us 15 years ago. And it's a big part of why Grindr was successful early on. For this reason, we're harnessing AI both in what we build and in how we build it. We're harnessing AI in our daily work by automating key workflows in our business with cutting-edge tools. So now that we've set the foundation and discussed our vision, let's talk a bit about how we're going to productize it. We'll start by talking about the strong foundation we're building on. The Grindr product today is a very strong foundation. We're a real-time, location-based connectivity app. The product is simple but powerful. At the same time, it hasn't yet caught up with all of the ways our users use it or want to use it. It has 4 main interfaces today, but it's still pretty limited functionality for an app in 2024. You create a profile, you can browse others and see who's browsing you, and this is in real time and location-based. You can also chat and message with other people. And with open messaging, which is a unique feature of Grindr, you can message others or be messaged by anyone without needing to swipe or match first. This is a pretty big differentiator for us, and it makes the product very engaging. So much so that when you open the app, you can often get many messages just in the first few minutes. And we also have a very limited map, which I think of as sort of a secondary interface. You can't see or do a lot with it today, but it presents a really big opportunity for the future. To serve all of our users well, we need to be privacy forward. Privacy is uniquely important to this community. Unfortunately, in many places around the world, and even some in the US, the consequences of coming and being out can be serious. This means that we put our users' privacy front and center and make the best product decisions to empower our users who feel the need to be discreet, to stay discreet. This is why, for example, we don't require users to submit photos to create a profile with their account. We focus on 3 key pillars of user privacy. The first is user choice. Users get to decide what they want to share and what they do not. The second is data minimization. We limit how much data is required from our users. And the third is transparency. We're very explicit with our users about what we do with the data. So let's talk a bit about the roadmap. Productizing the Gayborhood is fundamentally about harnessing evolving technology to meet the unique needs of our users, which we've done since our founding. Building out the Gayborhood in our product will involve 2 key components: evolving our core product and building Gayborhood expansion areas, which we'll talk about in a little more depth. We're starting with a strong foundation, like we talked about. And the first step is evolving our core product. Casual dating will always be front and center for Grindr. But innovating and optimizing our core product globally will also be key. We'll do this in 3 key ways. First is by building new products to better capture user intent. Second is to improve our pricing, packaging, and merchandising of all the products and services we have in the app. And the third is to better internationalize our product by localizing it for markets around the world. We'll also leverage AI and ML as a critical foundation. It'll be a key underpinning of all this. Beyond our core, we also will be pursuing opportunities in what we call Gayborhood expansion. Because of the strong foundation we have and the wide range of use cases we already serve on the app, we'll also be expanding into these adjacencies, building out many aspects of Gayborhoods digitally in ways that scale globally with technology. So let's get into our core product roadmap. From some of the foundational research we've done, our users already use us for a variety of use cases. Of course, a large number of our users, around 90%, use us for casual dating, the original use case Grindr was built for in 2009. But a very large number of our users, 50%, use us to find relationships as well. And a large portion, around 60% of our users, also use us for the social use case, to chat, make friends, and explore their identity. When there are many different use cases all occurring in the same app, the product and the product features haven't always caught up to it. That leads to friction in users trying to find other people who have the same intent they do. And that can be challenging. For example, the user who wants a date is having a very different conversation than the user who's traveling and looking for a recommendation about where to go in the city they're in. So as we look to expand to new use cases, productizing intent is going to be critical, both for our core and as we expand. Our approach to productizing intent is to extend our product to create new spaces for different intentions, while still preserving and enhancing our core interfaces. Let's talk a little bit about what that looks like. To start, casual dating is front and center. So we're going to build a dedicated space for people to meet up right now for casual dates. To use our Gayborhood metaphor, this is kind of like the dance floor at the bar. It's not where you're buying someone a drink and asking them on a date, but when you're ready to dance. Something we've learned from research and our existing product is that intention is better shown than told. People with multiple intentions don't always know what they want until they see it. So we'll build a feed in a dedicated right now space in the app where users can post that they're looking for right now, along with text and images to others who are geographically nearby. We know from many other social products, feeds are highly engaging for sharing content. And content is great at conveying intent. Once a user posts, others can enter the space and reply to those that they're interested in connecting with via our open messaging system, making it much easier to connect. We'll also integrate this into our core experience and our core interfaces of the app. So users on the main grid will be able to filter for those in right now. And we'll also build out our map functionality, which will show users who want to be shown on the map to others nearby. Users will be able to browse the map like they can browse the grid today, to see others who are online and nearby and want to meet up right now. Creating new surfaces like the map then become a foundation for how we expand into future adjacencies like travel and local discovery, which we'll talk a little bit about later. We'll also be leveraging AI to help discern intent and suggest to users when might be a good time for them to check out the dance floor, when they're in the mood or good potential connections waiting for them there. We're testing this feature live now in 2 test markets. So that's our core. And as we start to productize intent, another part of our roadmap is to build a set of add-on features to better meet the needs of our users. These add-ons also serve another important function, given how we develop products. They are like building blocks toward larger products and new use cases down the road. The first of these add-on features is called Roam. This is our first add-on, and it's already live. Roam gives users the ability to move their profile to another location before they travel there, to make connections before a trip. It's a valuable feature on its own, but it's also a first step toward unlocking more travel features as we expand. For the next 4 add-ons, the names don't represent the final branded names of the products, which we'll share in time, but I'll talk through what we're building. One add-on will provide additional boosting functionality to give users even more powerful boosts. Boost is an existing add-on in the app that our users love and use frequently, where they can boost their profile to get more attention. Additional boosting functionality will let users boost longer, and specifically to those users who are likely to be a mutual fit with them. Another add-on we're working on is around interests. This is the ability to indicate a strong interest in someone by appearing at the top of their inbox. This is similar to the super like feature in other dating apps. Our 4th add-on is Insights, the ability to get insights about another user and whether they're a mutual fit, leveraging AI and ML. And 5th is Recommendations, the ability to get personalized recommendations of who on the app could be a good fit for you. This will continue to be based on our open chat architecture, where users can message anyone without needing to swipe, as that's a key differentiator for us. Like I mentioned before, our users are already using Grindr for a variety of use cases, and finding relationships is a big one. 50% of our users are already using us to find relationships. And many of them report having more success on Grindr given the size and engagement of our user base. Finding relationships for the LGBT user base is fundamentally different in a few key ways. First, the pool is much smaller. There are also many subcommunities and interests and different sets of preferences than in non-LGBTQ user groups, which makes it harder to find a partner. People also settle down later, and this means that people are often more willing to travel further for a relationship or be more flexible on certain criteria. But other dating apps are not serving our users as well as they'd like today. The size of the pool on those other apps is often much more limited, and it's hard to find connections with asynchronous matching. Our unique differentiators, like being real-time, location-based, and our open messaging system, make it easier for our users to form connection on Grindr, even for other use cases. But the biggest pain point in trying to find dates and relationships on Grindr is that same pain point around intent. The user who wants to go on a date is having a very different conversation than the user who's looking for travel recommendations. The rapid development of AI and our incredibly rich engagement data creates a big opportunity for us to harness this technology and build a compelling product for finding relationships. As we think about building products for this use case, we're thinking about it in an AI-first way. When tech paradigm shifts like this happen, the products that are built for where technology will be 2 or 3 years down the road have a chance to leapfrog ahead to the next era. Just like in 2009, when Grindr's use of location from the smartphone was ahead of its time. And it was a big part of why Grindr was able to get such a lead. We're pursuing a similar approach with AI and dating. The big opportunities of generative AI allow us in this regard to do things like create interactive chat interfaces for the dating use case, use a much broader range of data, such as chat data, to better understand our users in depth and who might be compatible with them, which can give us much better signals about what users actually want versus what they might think they want or what they might say they want in their profile. And third, it actually gives us a much better opportunity to explain to our users in a transparent way why we think connections with another person on the app could be a good fit for them. And that's a big gap and pain point our users have talked about from other products they're using today. So let's talk a bit about what our dating and relationships product can look like. In terms of what this will look like, our product will leverage AI first to, one, automatically create a profile for you that represents you with minimal effort, with a much more accurate set of data based not only on your profile, but also the massive, rich data that only Grindr has. We can help you select the best photos, find your unique interests to add, and help you curate your profile automatically to best represent yourself to others. Our dating product will also leverage AI to get you better matches proactively, with much less effort based on a more accurate knowledge of your preferences. It'll also be able to help you have better conversations by offering features like suggestions of what to say, conversation starters, and icebreakers. And it'll help you make that connection in real life once you're ready by recommending a great spot to meet up nearby. We're uniquely positioned to do this because our incredible engagement data and our opening messaging architecture put together gives us a big advantage. We're going to maintain that open architecture and the immediacy in our product, but also solve for people who want to be in relationships and are looking for something more long-term. We're early in our development here, and this will take time, but it's a really big opportunity for us. And we're following our rigorous product development process and research process as we build this out. So as you can see with relationships, AI will play an increasingly critical role as a new tech paradigm. It'll become a foundation across the app as we build out the Gayborhood, powering features like our AI Wingman, which is sort of like a chatbot assistant to help you on your dating journey, our insights feature, our recommendations feature, and our product for finding relationships. In addition to powering those specific features, AI can also help us better identify user intent, personalize the in-app experience to our users, and guide them to the right people and places in the app based on their intent. So let's recap our core roadmap. It's 8 new products with a steady pace of product launches in the coming years. It starts with our core, innovating and building upon our core use case with the Right Now product. Products for finding relationships come about a year behind that. and our add-on features will be released on a steady cadence throughout, with about 1 or 2 per year. And our Wingman, our virtual assistant, will be tested, developed, and integrated in parallel. So that's our core, and now I'll talk for a minute about some of our Gayborhood expansion opportunities. Our approach to expansion is to leverage partnerships along with our platform and distribution capabilities. This allows us to invest in new verticals prudently with minimal investment to get signal from our customers and users about what's working well for them and what they like. Travel and local discovery is a big such opportunity for us. A staggering 27% of our weekly active users are traveling on Grindr. I'll pause for a sec to let that sink in. Over a quarter of our weekly active users are traveling at any one time. This is a great example of the unique user needs and opportunities in our community. And there are many of these around traveling and discovery, such as knowing where the local Gayborhood is in a city you're traveling to, figuring out what events are happening and recommendations about where to go and what events to go to connect with the people you want to connect with. The map that we build out as part of our Right Now product becomes a foundation to create more robust travel experiences down the road. And it's a great example of how building out our core interfaces and extending the product creates new blue sky opportunities for expansion. With the map and our new Roam add-on as foundations to our core, we'll be able to leverage those features to build better travel and local discovery experiences. For example, we could package some of our existing functionality into a new travel pass package. We could also begin to offer our users the ability to see event listings, hotels, and local businesses to discover the Gayborhood and the world around them. This is just a sample of what we're talking about, but some of where we could go from here. There are also a unique set of needs among our user base around healthcare. How our users look and feel is really important to them. And there's a variety of information and services we can help them with. 43% of our users have already expressed needs and a desire to purchase cosmetic personal wellness products, presenting a big opportunity. We already have a unique impact on our users' health and wellness. In the app, we offer several health-related fields and sources of information about health, all with user consent. We also play a critical role in messaging in partnership with the CDC around moments like the monkeypox epidemic, which coincided with a significant increase in overall vaccination rates. We also partner with organizations to distribute at-home HIV testing kits. This area of health and wellness represents a big opportunity for us, particularly in other personal wellness aspects of men's health. Down the road, we could offer products and services like advice, interactive AI-enabled experiences to make the information we share with users more accessible, or even consumer cosmetic medications, which are in high demand for the community. Again, this is just a sample of what we're talking about, but where we could go from here. We're early in this journey, and there will be more to come, and we'll share updates along the way. So to recap, we're building the global Gayborhood in our users' pockets. We're starting with a solid foundation, a product that's fundamentally a connectivity app, where the users are already using us for a variety of use cases, akin to those in physical Gayborhoods, but without all of the features and functionality they need to do so on a global scale. We'll evolve our product by innovating our core use case with new features, expanding into new products to serve new use cases by better capturing intent, harnessing AI and ML across our application to really become an AI-first product position for the future. But we'll do so in a way that reinforces and compounds the value of our core products for our users. And in doing so, we have an unparalleled opportunity to have a large impact on the lives of this community and build a robust and enduring business in the process. The communities we serve is special and has a very unique set of needs. For 15 years and counting, Grindr's built a strong relationship with the community that's borne out our growing user base and phenomenal user engagement. And this relationship gives us an incredible opportunity to create value for our users, shareholders, and partners. Everything I've talked about today, from improving our core product to expanding into our Gayborhood expansion areas, is in service of our users, and ultimately, our mission. And what a special mission it is.
AJ, just want to thank you so much for this incredible panel. It was so helpful. Is there anything you want to end on? Any final thoughts that you want to end on for the group?
Thank you so much for coming and talking about what we're working on. And if any of you would love to connect after, happy to connect after and hear any feedback from you as users of the product or anything you'd like to see in the app. But thank you so much for the time. It was great to connect and hope you have a great rest of your time here in Vegas.
Thanks so much. Thanks, y'all, for coming.